Now, why this is important is because this transduction process creates mutations in your DNA. And all of the information in your field is intercommunicating with the DNA. You're storing, remember, epigenetics. So epigenetics is essentially the study that all your surrounding is affecting your DNA. It is activating your DNA and deactivating DNA based on your choices, emotions, what you're eating, what you're breathing, all of your activities are affecting it in vivo at different levels. Okay. And so what was discovered essentially is that the body, when we go through transmutation process of Kundalini, for example, Kundalini simply means life force, but the cultivation of that life force from the lowest form into the highest form creates crystals in the pineal gland that essentially begin to activate the higher octave of your dimensional body. And those golden crystals are, it's an alchemical process that holds certain specific vibrational frequency. It allows you to access a violet light in your body. And this is taught in many pranic schools, but now scientifically, they have discovered that when they utilize this gold in these experiments connecting with DNA, is that it automatically spirals. Gold automatically will spiral to continue the flow of life force which DNA is producing. Okay, so we are these creators of this energy. And the reason why gold is so important is because it is the energy that connects all, it's universal energy. The cultivation of that gold energy allows you to activate the 7th and the 8th chakra, which are essentially where that violet light is available for you. The violet light is in your DNA, and it's also in universal cosmic bodies. It is what interlinks. It's the network of intercommunication. It is the key to the oneness of yourself as a whole. And we are essentially learning how to utilize that information in order to navigate. Another very important element of this process of awakening is that the sun plays a tremendous role in the way that your DNA is activating. And we've had tremendous amount of solar activity over the past few years, but every time that there's a solar flare, it is shifting the bioelectric structure of this planet Earth. And the way that planets communicate is the same way that humans communicate, from their center core, from the essence, from that soul, which essentially is the center of each planet, in which a plasmic geometric structure is created that holds crystallized data that is affected by the wave patterns of the sun. So we are the receivers of all the information that the sun is emanating. And the sun is receiving information from other galaxies. This is how we intercommunicate. Essentially, suns are portals. They are portal access points into communication. And it is the macro of the way that your DNA works, because your DNA also functions like a portal. Within your DNA, you have hybridized within you many different kinds of species, many kinds of vibrational frequencies that make up who you are. And you become aware of that when you leave in dream time and you start to navigate these realms. You become aware of some of your interdimensional parts. You meet your Pleiadian parts, your Arcturian parts, all of these different parts of yourself. Some of you, and the level of your consciousness dictates what you can see. Okay, so the more attached to the physical you are, the more you will see more physical human beings. So essentially, what we want to learn is that through this alchemization process of our heart energy, we are activating within us the ability to navigate higher dimensional planes. Let me actually show that to you. This is exactly what I'm just talking to you about. You become the receiver of the radio waves and the communications of all of these interdimensional communication. Now, why I wanted to talk about soul alchemization tonight is because when we go through the transmutation process and you begin to activate that violet light, mutations occur in your DNA. And mutations are what define the kind of souls and the access to the ancestral lineages that you carry. Most of you that are here have had many ancestral lineages that have many beings that have activated their DNA through this transduction process in order to create this alchemical mutations in your DNA. Your blood type plays a role in that because it's encoded within that, the part of the world that you are born into and the information that you have access to. And the way that this information that is coiled in the DNA, again, it's a coil, it's also showing in your chakra system. Your chakra is made up of coils that are also vortices. The chakras are the holographic projection of all the information of everything that you are at different vibrational frequencies. So we are learning essentially how to activate the DNA in such an amazing way that we can now navigate these higher dimensions. And one of the most important things is that the alchemization process is through the heart center of unconditional love, which emerges from that neutral 0 point of non-duality. That 0 point of non-duality is essentially how you begin to navigate all of these dimensions interdimensionally. So this is essentially that calcification, but also, what happens when you decalcify the pineal gland? Again, the heart becomes calcified. The pineal gland can become calcified in that the sediments of low vibrational emotions become crystallized to stagnate the flow of energy. That's what we need to always be aware of. Where are we stagnating our energy? Emotionally, physically, energetically. The open flow of that allows for the crystallization of this life force in the physical body. Okay. And you know what it means, the piezoelectric function of your body, transduction is the transmutation process of that lower to the higher. This is what you are. You have within you the ability to transmute that. And that essentially allows you to navigate these higher dimensions in a way that is coherent. Because when the physical body goes into the reunification of itself, it then becomes one with the all. With the earth first, through your spiral coiling, through the universe, and essentially to the whole. And within the DNA, essentially, is your multidimensional access. The geometry of your DNA speaks to the order and the harmony that you create in your body. Just like Dr. Emoto talked about the crystallization of water, when your body goes out of harmony, your geometry also goes out of harmony. So we are bringing the body back into this geometric structure of perfection, which there is no perfection, but it's the coherence of becoming whole with the all that we are looking to attain in this process. Now, really quickly, Lineages, which is essentially the runway pathways of galaxies in this universe, this is essentially the model of what the universe looks like, is also in a fractal form in the pathways of the heart and the pathways of the lungs and how we move life force through the body. As you can see, it is again a toroidal movement. There is a vortex spin, just like the heart. Anytime that comes into a blockage, we cannot move and we cannot be in coherence with the universe. Your bodies look just like this, okay? You are at the center of this physical body, but all of these little points are past lives, which are simultaneous to now, future lives, your interdimensional fractals are all a part of what are available to you at this time. And this is important for you to understand because as the veils are thinning, the alchemization process, which means the transduction of low vibration aspects into high, is the unification into unconditional love, which essentially emerges from the state of neutrality. When we come into that neutral state of observation, where the ego comes into this dissolution or expansion and reunification, it then becomes one with the all. And this is essentially that alchemization process. So any of you that are having contact that is challenging, for example, you can alchemize this through the heart magnetic field. And I teach this to my contactees because I have a support group, hundreds of people from around the world sharing their experiences in which they perceive as fearful at first. The moment you begin to activate your body and your spin, you begin to shift the nature of the experience that you're having. This is really important for all of you that are doing the shadow work and beginning to wake up lucidity in dream state, waking state first, dream state second, and begin to navigate these higher dimensional planes. It is absolutely essential that you learn how to do this. So, to end today, I would love to invite you to connect with your bodies. Just really quickly connect and close your eyes and ground into your bodies for just a moment. I want you to be absolutely aware of your physical body. Come into absolute stillness at this time. I want you to check in. What's your ego doing right now? Just check in. And it's not about putting love anywhere. It's not about creating the feeling of joy. Just simply observe. From the observation will emerge the most powerful love you have ever felt. From the place of neutral observation, allowing all of those muscles in the body to just come back into neutrality. All of the parts of you that want to move, judge, control, feel, bring them to zero for a moment. And breathe deeply into the base of your spine. Be aware of your field around your body. Imagine that you have a bubble around your body, and I want you to make it whole. Bring it into that wholeness. If you feel any holes, any tears, if it's hard to imagine, imagine it. Make it there. And I want you to expand your heart chakra, front and back. Breathing. You'll notice that the first, second, and third begin to shrink naturally. Go ahead and expand your throat. Expand your third eye. And expand your crown. And just anchor into this moment, your source. Connect up to the source. Activate the 9th, 10th, 11th chakra, right above the crown of your head. 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th. We're going to keep going. 17th, 18th, 19th. Go ahead and expand the 20th, 21, 22, 23, and 24. Go ahead and see how your body has shifted completely coming up here to the 24th. This is what you want to integrate and embody in your physical every moment of your day. So just take a moment to become aware of what's happening, nervous system, where it's at, thoughts, emotions, aches and pains in the body begin to dissolve. Above you is a powerful white light of source. Go ahead and connect up into that white light. I want you to anchor that white light into your body. Anchor it in through the perineum, into the heart. Allow the energy to begin to coil and spin in the purity of its expression, in the coherence of this earth. As you anchor yourself down to the center of the earth, there is no intention that has to be created, just the neutrality. You become a vessel of infinite potential. And that is actually the activation of this ley line here. Right now, this room is expansive with energy. Might even feel a tad bit cooler. Watch to make sure the ego doesn't need to move around. It's okay right where it's at, observing. Let it feel safe here. Excellent. Breathing deeply. And I want to invite you to open your eyes. And with your eyes open, I want you to continue to see the 24 chakras. You're anchoring to the center of the earth. Some of you came out. Go back in. The ego always wants to be in survival. Is everything okay? Am I good? Am my body okay? Is people watching? What am I doing? Come back to that neutral state with your eyes open. This is the cultivation that I invite you to carry throughout the rest of the weekend. And it is the optimum spin of your multidimensional body. The segue point of which we alchemize all things into the reunification of the whole as one. You become one. Okay. So thank you so much for having me. It was such an honor to be here. Much love. Thank you.